Alright, so it's like 3 seconds into the trailer and already I'm seeing just white and black people. So it kind of, when I'm looking at this, it looks like it's some kind of science fiction movie.
After we survived Hurricane Katrina, we thought that we could survive anything.
So now I'm thinking it's probably some kind of natural disaster movie based on a true natural disaster, probably a Katrina-like storm.
We were wrong.
They found 45 dead bodies there. Now, does that make any sense to you? I'm under a great deal of pressure to look into what happened.
There were 5 days, the most ungodly conditions.
We are getting all of these patients out of here. We are nurses.
So far I'm seeing just black, white. That, you know what? Latinos been like the largest minority in this country since 2000 for a good 2.5 decades. You think they might just want to put in a couple of Latino nurses, Latino citizens, maybe a couple of Filipino nurses, doctors, etc., and instead of this black white crap that is now becoming a lot more prevalent since the whole Black Lives Matter thing. They were diversifying a bit a year or two before the whole BLM thing happened, but now I'm seeing like more black and white casting. Like it's 2022. Just include the rainbow of America in your movies.
And we're gonna get it done.
As long as we don't get left behind.
And obviously they gotta put in some, you know, a couple of black male, strong black male, a couple of black male victims in here.
We have to be realistic about the situation.
There is nothing else to do for them except to make them comfortable. So what are we talking about?
They asked me to look into the deaths at Memorial Medical Center.
The Attorney General's office is focusing their investigation on you.
They're suggesting that some of their patients' lives may have been ended.
I am sure that patients do not suffer pain.
Some people were afraid of people outside of the hospital. But for me...
Bro, during this situation with Katrina, and I don't know if this story was based on Katrina, but there were so many stories of black dudes raping women during this period. And obviously, they're gonna put out this image of a black dude who's gonna tell people how they were afraid of you when you know, before this whole emergency situation happened, but they're not now. Come on, man, seriously, they were afraid of you for a reason. All right, it's not because of the color of your skin. It's because of all the crimes that they see, and they really need, Hollywood really need to stop constantly putting, that's all they do is they put black males and either make them victims, make them heroes. They don't actually show the entirety, you know, the negative side as well as the positive side of black men. All they do now is show the positive side of black males, which are gonna get people raped. They're gonna get people murdered. They're gonna get people injured, because when they go up to a black male these days, all they see is what they see in the images, which is like it's a positive thing. It's not a positive thing for any males, okay? Whether it be Asian males, white males, Latino males, whatever. You need to show the bad versus the good, considering how there's so much crime, with black males, all they do is show positive images. I've always said that black people in 2022, over the last 25 years, have gone nothing but the Coca-Cola treatment as far as how they're depicted. But they don't do that for everybody else, though. And they shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be just portraying black people as good, hardworking people, all right, as good citizens, because there is a lot of them that are not. There are a lot of them that are not, and they need to be. That image of the street hustler, the drug dealer, the violent criminal needs to be put out there so that people can get a fair perspective of black people. You don't want to just put out positive images of black people, because what you're doing is you're just putting them into a trap. They don't do that for Asian males. They don't do that for Latino males. They don't do that for Arab males. They don't do that for Indian males. They don't do that for white males. But what they do that for black males. No, you're gonna get people raped, murdered. You're gonna get people battered because you only show them as Denzel Washington, the Equalizer. You're not showing them as all these males you see on TV news, on the news, on news feed, etc., etc. They're violent. They can be violent. They're some of the most violent people in the world.
It was the other way around. If you were given a choice between comforting the patient, possibly quickening his death, or...
No, I'm not cool with this. If they're gonna show, black people in good light, and they're gonna show white people in good light, they need to show everybody else. All right, put in a Latino, a couple of Latino. You need to take out some of these white people and some of these black people and put in a couple of Latino patients, a couple of Latino nurses, a couple of Filipina nurses, a couple of Asian American nurses, victims, etc., etc. Don't do this where it's black and white. This is a rainbow nation. This is a nation of everybody, man. This is wrong.
Abandoning patients to suffer a slow death? What would you choose to do?
Nah, this is the reason why I don't watch these movies. This is the reason why I don't watch these movies. And I haven't been a big movie watcher for a long while now, because all I see is just propaganda for white and black people. That's all they do, is propaganda for white and black people, because that's all they cast. It's 2022. Apple is a huge company. Freaking put in some Asians, put in some Arabs, put in some Indians, put in a bunch of people, put in Filipino nurses. They exist. Obviously they exist, but apparently Hollywood doesn't like to cast them. Hollywood don't like to cast Mexican Americans. They need to start casting everybody in everything. Because here's what it is. You guys always, at this point, put at least one black person in everything. But at this point, what I'm saying is you guys put at least 2 to 3 black people in everything. I don't have a problem with black people, but you need to not have a problem with everybody else. You need to not have a problem with Asian Americans. You need not to have a problem with Latino Americans. You need not to have a problem, Hollywood, with Arab Americans. You need to not have a problem with everybody else, because it seems to me like Hollywood has a problem with wanting to cast Asian Americans, Latino Americans, Indian Americans, Arab Americans, the rest of America they don't want to cast, but they'll cast black and white people though.
All I did was try to help people. That is all I did.